The following is a Hoop Ball presentation.
Hoop Ballers! Welcome back to another episode and another edition of Today in Sports Betting. I'm your host, Devin Ellington, at DALE007 on Twitter. This is a hoop-ball.com presentation. You can find all of our content free and premium at hoop-ball.com, hoop-ball.com. Go over there, sign up, get some awesome emails as far as some fantasy content free of charge sent to you. Hang out in the forums and the chat groups and the rooms. Check out the injury and up-to-date stats ticker on the right. And then you can venture on over into the premium stuff if that's what you want. We've got a DFS Pass for you if you're just a DraftKings or FanDuels or other site player. Then we also have just the Fantasy Pass if you need a little help with your fantasy team going into the second half of the season. This is a good time to get it if you didn't do it on the beginning of the year. And then there's the Wager Pass for $9.99, 33 cents a day, less than a 7-Eleven coffee. You get access to 10 handicappers, myself included, who went 2-1 in college plays last night for plus 1.9 units. Troy, who's nearly hitting 60% in NBA like he said he would. Guy is absolutely crazy. He also handicapped soccer for us. We got Riley Sorbo we just brought on, prop master. Then we got Blake Lowatch. He's going to be helping me take care of the high volume baseball stuff this year. Got Vince, of course, pulling miracles out for NBA plays. We got Dan and Aaron, the lead dogs themselves. President and vice president making picks. Amongst many others. We got people that cover golf and hockey and, like I said, soccer, prop bets, first half bets, a lot of team totals. Whatever your betting angle is, we pretty much got you covered. So at least check it out for a month. If you don't like it, tell us what we can do to fix it. Same goes with this podcast. I am seeking and trying to bring out 5-star reviews. So much that we're doing a cash giveaway on the show. You do a 5-star review. You say a couple words. I prefer at least 10. I know Dan's a little more lax. He said you don't even have to put words in. But I think with the Apple Music criteria, they'd make you put at least a couple of words in. I'd prefer to see at least 10, but, throw some words in there, put a 5-star review in, screenshot it, send it to one of us at Dan Bespris or at DALE007. You could also send it to at Hoopball Gaming, or if you want, support at hoop-ball.com. We're going to pick a winner. We're going to give some cash away. A lot of new listeners, so that means a lot of y'all need to leave some 5-star reviews. So, now I want to talk about Manscaped. Manscaped.com, show sponsor. Go over there, use promo code HoopBall20, HOOPBALL20. Then we're going to get you taken care of. Free shipping, 20% off. Use that on that Lawnmower 3.0. anti-tug technology, built-in LED. Awesome, precise stuff. Also, they got the complete care kit and other great products, shampoos, underwear, t-shirts, all the good stuff. Go over there, use promo code hoopball20, manscaped.com, get your manhood taken care of, get your lawn mowed. Today is Tallysight Thursday. So I will be running through the gamut of my Tallysight picks, currently 15th right now. Not good enough. I'm 15th out of, I think it was more people than it was last week. $15th out of, this is where someone will be doing a drum roll for me. I think it's like 120. 123. 45 and 31 and one push. We talked about the risk index and the IQ factorization before, but for the newer listeners, what I'll do is explain it again. So there's a risk index. There's usually an average, like a class average. If you get above that, that helps your point system for placing you higher in the rankings, as well as the IQ. That way you're just not picking all chalk, taking some risk, all that good stuff. My IQ is 60.2 out of 100. I'm having a hard time getting it into the 70s. But my risk index, I need to get a soundboard because I would do what Josh Lloyd does on his fantasy basketball podcast at _ Red Rock B-Ball. And I would do the Quagmire Giggity because my risk index is at a cool, crisp 69.0. 15th out of 123, like I said, 45 and 31 and 1, sitting at 59%. Reminder and disclaimer. Remember, Tallysight is not my strictly, straight bets. Like this is not my betting stuff. It helps develop my card. This is a separate entity. And this is simply a website that I am an analyst on, that I submit picks on. That's an affiliate of Hoopballs. And they have guys like Andy Katz and Ken Pomeroy on here making picks. Lots of ESPN people, a lot of other great podcast networks. The Locked On Network is on here. The Athletic. It goes on and on and on. I'm going against some of the craziest, sharpest minds out there. And, fit to be 15th out of 123, 125, whatever it was I said. That's good, but I've been gunning for top 5s and top 10s. I've been gunning for number 1s and number 2s, but, it don't be like that sometimes. So what I'm going to do is I'm simply just going to run all the way through my card in regards to what I am playing and how I'm picking on Tallysight, because it has been something that has helped my card selection with actual bet placements. It's offered a different kind of insight, a different layer on the scope, if you will. So with that being said, I think I'm just going to run right through it. I'm trying to find my starting point. The layout is a little strange. I'm trying to get it in order as far as, hey, I need to get my Northern Kentucky picks. It still says they're pending, but Northern Kentucky won. And they covered the +1.5. Yeah, give me those. I'll email them. Okay, so the first game, and I can actually talk about this on Tallysight and as my betting angle because I like this game and it's the first game up. It's super early. I think we'll get the podcast out in time. If not, you might get it at, right around tip, right after. So still a good live bet opportunity. Duquesne, Richmond starting at 10 a.m. 10 a.m. bright and early on Thursday here in Oklahoma. Man, Central Standard Time getting a treat. Western Coast getting a bigger, sweeter one. I thought it was awesome, but then I thought about the wet mountain and the West Coast. They're getting more of a treat. They're getting basketball at like 7 or 8 in the morning. Wow. That's kind of dope. I'm just going to move out to the West Coast for the next 2 weeks. Just so I can get earlier basketball and basketball longer throughout the day. I think that's a sound plan. Anyways, I've got Richmond straight up, but what I'm also doing is I will be taking the Duquesne Dukes plus their 6 points. They're down to 5 right now. And here's my thinking. Duquesne, significant rebounding advantage. Richmond, they turn the ball over a lot less. They only turn it over 13.4% of the time. I think that's top 10 in the country. The thing is, Blake Francis for Richmond, their leading scorer, their point guard, their leader, he's questionable. He's a game time decision. There's been line movement in favor of Duquesne. It's at +5 now. I think that's Vegas telling us that they might have a lean on which way his decision might go, and they're starting to bake it in right now. But, I could actually absolutely see Duquesne winning this game outright, even though I picked Richmond straight up. I might even change that, to be honest, just to give myself a little bit more value in the sense of, exposure and contrarianism on Tallysight. So, yeah, I just actually switched it to Duquesne. Okay. They just need to create some turnovers. They got to get some turnovers created. That's going to be the big thing because Richmond doesn't turn the ball over a lot, but a lot of that's Blake Francis. So if he's not in and if he is not 100%, I think there could be an uptick in some turnovers. Now, where there will be uptick is for Duquesne's offense and 2-point shooting, 3-point shooting, as well as field goals made per game. They're getting almost 2.5 extra looks at field goals made per game based off of what Richmond allows and what their offense does. So uptick there, uptick in 2-point shooting. Richmond allows like a 54% field goal percentage from 2-point range. A lot of buckets at the rim. And Duquesne has the size and the physicality, obvious due to their rebounding advantage, that they have those capabilities to do what they need to do in order to score at the cup. And with that being said, there's probably going to be a decent amount more of free throw opportunity for Duquesne. They're a middling free throw shooting team, so they got to do a lot better. And then they got, like I said, those turnovers. So if they continue winning the rebounding battle, they get on the offensive glass, they defend the 3-point shot of Richmond, and they also shoot a high percentage themselves, a smart percentage. I wouldn't be shocked if they won. Not one bit. All right. Let's move on. Again, just kind of going in a weird order today. So I'll slide over to Central Florida, Eastern Carolina. I got Central Florida straight up, minus the 2.5, and then I'm going over 134.5. I'm going for the trifecta on this one. I was actually top 5 in the trifectas last week, and I only had a couple. They're hard to get, so. But still, I was able to tie with someone else to be top. I think it was either top 5 or top 10. I can't remember, honestly. But in order to be recognized for hitting on some trifectas. So UCF size, I think, is going to be the key dominating factor here. They're just going to bully ball ECU inside all day. And they actually, their record is low, but this is a young team and they are giant. They play, like they are, like as young as they are. But I still like the fact that they have the right mind to get their bigs the ball. Both of them can shoot. They have 2 7-footers, and both of them shoot pretty well from the free throw line. So late game situation, you're not going to be scared to get your big guys the ball. Statue of Liberty plays, just all sorts of, letting them pass. They just got to rebound, cut turnovers out because Central Florida does turn the ball over a lot. But, East Carolina's got some spunky guards that can light up and get hot from behind the line. So overall shot defense, lowering their opponent's EFG, effective field goal percentage, is really crucial. But I love Central Florida in this spot. They can get over 500 with this win. They're sitting at 8-8, I believe. So Southeast Missouri State, Morehead State, over 131.5 for me. That's all on that. Arizona State, Colorado. I just picked Colorado straight up. I know. Yeah, this is more chalk territory, but I got to take my head-to-head, my straight-up picks, and I got to look at getting winners in that department as well. So Austin P +3. That's right. We're getting on the Austin P train, and this is going into town against Eastern Kentucky. This is the conference tournament. Eastern Kentucky, 20 wins on the season, right behind Belmont in the Ohio Valley Conference. This is one of the tournaments I was so much excited for, probably the most excited for. It's going to be wild. Austin P +3 I consider it on the road, I guess. They're not the home team. But look for a good game. Look for Austin P to hopefully right the ship here. They've been faltering a lot lately. Eastern Kentucky had their confidence rocked when they lost to Belmont. They underperformed in the following game. I wonder if there's a little bit of that laying around. Austin P's got to play some good defense tonight because Eastern Kentucky can get up and down the court. Illinois State, Northern Iowa. I'm taking the Redbirds. Illinois State straight up. I believe they are the underdog. Jacksonville State +1.5. I like them against the Murray State Racers. Murray State's only sitting a game over 500. They faltered at the end of the Ohio Valley Conference play. Jacksonville State's got an overall better defense. They can get out there and defend Murray State's guards. Jacksonville State's going to have to create shots and get some passing lanes opened up. Also, you got to limit second chance points against this Murray State team. The Murray State team also is really good about creating turnovers. So got to be disciplined as an offense if you are Jacksonville State. The Gamecocks. Monmouth Rider. Monmouth straight up. Monmouth -5. It's down to -4 now. So if you want the value in that point, I would suggest taking it. 4 gets us to a key 2-possession number. And more to come from that game later. Maybe not in the show, perhaps in the form of a write-up, but maybe, possibly, potentially both. Longwood, Winthrop. This is the Big South, and it's theirs to win. Winthrop and Radford are probably going to be the 2 fighting for it in the last spot. Radford is playing today against Campbell, and I'm going to pick an upset in that game. But for this one, Winthrop, the Eagles, I believe is their mascot, is going to be winning outright for me. And I actually do still have Longwood covering the +12.5. Longwood, I've liked them throughout this season. I backed them in a few spots, and their defense can play well enough. So Winthrop, usually wins games based off of their explosive defense, their turnover creation, not so much their exciting dynamite offensive play. I mean, they score a lot of points, but there's a lot of pressure involved. So the other game I was speaking of involving an under Camel, that's right. I'm taking Campbell, the Camels, and they are +2. They're the underdog against this Radford team. I'm also going to go over 127. So I'm going for the trifecta and the underdog play, Sweeperoonie in this Campbell Radford game. George Mason straight up against George Washington. It may be a cupcake, maybe not. George Washington looked good against Fordham. They might be getting some forward momentum going. St. Peter's College, and then also Quinnipiac. I've got St. Peter's and St. Peter's minus 2.5. Moving on to Rhode Island, back to the A10. Rhode Island, Dayton. I really, really, really like Dayton in this spot. Rhode Island, just like Richmond, they're pretty much like doing the same things. They're both struggling, and it's just tough times right now for them, health included. So Dayton straight up and Dayton minus 3. Liberty straight up against Kennesaw State, duh. But I'm also doing minus 17.5. I'm going over 131. I'm trying to get the trifecta here with Liberty, who is representing the Atlantic Sun. So they got to win this tournament. They've had a lot of interruptions in their schedule, but like I said, Liberty was a team we were looking very forward to last year to get into March and to get jiggy with it as a 12 seed. So looking forward to Liberty running the table so we can see if they get a 12 or 14 seed or something and see who they match up with. We're looking for Liberty. This could be a very quiet team in March that makes it very profitable. So keep an eye on Liberty. If they cover this game today and they win by 20, roll mode activate. Yeah, I think they're going to just kind of do what they need to do in their conference play. This first game's big for them. Southern Utah, Portland State, Southern Utah minus 2. I love this Southern Utah team. They're going for 18 wins, I believe, 17 or 18. They got a lot of wins on the year. Minus 2. It's a low spread, and I'm looking to back them. I've been impressed with their effective shooting, the way they set their shots up, and look for Southern Utah to win against Portland State. Minus 2. Southern and Prairie View, I've got Southern plus 6. Prairie View's not been covering. They didn't cover against two of the worst teams in college basketball recently in back-to-back games. So Southern has, Southern been beaten up on some teams at the end of the SWAC play there. So Southern plus 6.5, I think there's some value in it. Oklahoma State, Baylor. I'm taking the Cowboys, going with the Pokes. Go Pokes, pistols firing. We are doing Oklahoma State plus 11.5. Going to back my boys here against Baylor. Florida Atlantic minus 7.5. I might take that all the way up to 15, to be honest. Middle Tennessee State's terrible. They are terrible. Under 138. Also, unders in Florida Atlantic games have been a common factor. All right. I'm going to run through a few other games that I haven't selected on yet, see if there's anything in there I find that I like. And then I'm going to have to go ahead and look at wrapping this one up a little quicker today. I know I can get off on tangents and rant and just go on to things that kind of don't even matter. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to run through, make a couple more picks on Tallysight, talk out loud. And so let's check this out. St. Joseph's and UMass. St. Joseph's, they got the upset win yesterday. But I'm going to go ahead and stay away from this one. UMass, pretty shaky team. High total for inefficient offenses. But, these defenses are very bad. So, I don't know. No true lean or anything for me. North Florida against North Alabama. I'm going to take the Ospreys, the Birds of Trey, the Ospreys. I think their three-point shooting, gets it done. I flip-flopped on their last game. I put them in my scratch track, and then I did some other digging, and I got distracted by some numbers that I probably looked at wrong, or they just didn't matter in general. But I swapped from North Florida to what team was that? Who were they playing that day? It wasn't Bellarmine. I might see it here. It was an Atlantic Sun team. But anyways, North Florida and North Florida -3. I think there's some value in that. North Alabama has a hard time defending the three-pointer. Morgan State, Delaware State. I'm just going to pick Morgan State, straight up. The 100% of the pickers are on it. -650 on the money line, which is obviously whatever, chalk. But like I said, got to take them where I can get them. I like this Morgan State spot. I'm going to go ahead and even throw the -11 in there, which is opposite of the 100% of pickers on Delaware State +11. So get some contrarianism there. Excuse me. Fairfield, Manhattan. Man, I've just had a really hard time with Manhattan this year. So let me and Fairfield, to be honest. So let's stay away from that one. That one just gives me the heebie-jeebies. Florida Atlantic. I'll throw them in on the money line just so I can go ahead and try to get the trifecta. Already said I was -7.5 and under 138 in that game. Southern Illinois, Bradley. Bradley's the underdog. This is the first round of the Missouri Valley Conference for both teams. Bradley +120, 75% of the pickers. Southern Illinois, they've disappointed me a lot this year. I think I've kind of shunned them a little. So I'm going to stay to the shunning side instead of the sunny side. Get it? I thought it was funny. Michigan State, Michigan. No, Michigan coming off that beatdown. Michigan State starting to falter after their 3 big wins. We talked about it in the Discord with the premium chats and all that. This Michigan State team is so weird. So let's stay away from that. Canisius, Siena. Canisius +6. Why not? Siena's been really good, though. But I will take Siena -260. A lot of juice. Like I said, I'm just putting the odds out there because that's what is listed on Tallysight, and it's how they weigh some things. Also, 100% of the pickers, the 9 pickers, are on Siena. Iowa State, Texas Tech, under 136.5. Texas Tech's defense is pretty good. Iowa State offense, pretty bad. I'm trying to decide if I want to go Iowa State +17. TCU, West Virginia. I'll go +13 TCU. Obviously, West Virginia will win. Over under, no opinion. Bellarmine. I'm taking them straight up against Stetson. I like that. Lipscomb, Florida Gulf Coast. I'll take Lipscomb straight up. Vanderbilt and Cincinnati. What a weird matchup in the middle of this season. I think some of these schools are making up postponed games or whatever. So I think this is one of them. I actually haven't looked into it too much other than I know it's a weird matchup. And then here's another one, UTEP and Kansas. So staying away from those because those are a little weird to me. Maybe I should pick them. It could be like a NCAA tournament thing. I mean, we're going to start seeing weird matchups, so maybe I should. Texas Southern straight up against Alcorn State. Jackson State -9 against Alabama A&M. I like that. Jackson State straight up. Grambling State straight up. Alabama State, though, +8.5. Let me do that also. Like I said, I got Southern University +6.5. Northern Colorado, Weber State, no opinion. Nebraska, Iowa, no opinion. Texas and OU, Red River rivalry. Texas is just faltering. Really faltering. But OU just dropped 2 in a row to Oklahoma State. Are they going to drop a third rivalry game in a row? I don't know. Let me back OU. I'm going to back the home state today. It is Texas. OU and OU -2. San Francisco against San Diego. San Fran's going to win that one straight up. Wyoming, Utah State. That's actually a pretty fun looking matchup there. We could see not a lot of points scored. Could see a blowout. Under 149. Southern Utah, like I said, I got them in there. I'm going to go ahead and add their straight up at -135. That actually might be a real life bet for me. -135. Intense value on that. They should be like a -180, 190 favorite, in my opinion. Santa Clara is going to beat Portland, in my opinion. All right. And that wraps those up. That's the last of that. 23 more picks going in. Let's hope some of these help me get to a top 5 finish. I think there's some really nice contrarian stuff in there. So I like going through it with you guys, you folks. Let's throw some NBA in. I've already got 2 picks in the wager pass, so make sure you check that out. I'm going to have some free plays today also around lunchtime. Clippers, Wizards. Clippers have just been treating me bad lately. Clippers and Celtics both. Trying to bet those teams. So I'm staying away from picking anything involving spread or team outcome. But give me the under 235.5. We've seen what happens when this Washington team cannot hit shots. But we've also seen that what happens when LA plays defense on some teams. Toronto, Boston, same thing. But I'm going to go with over 216.5. Me and the other 11 pickers. So many guys out for Toronto. You know, it's just that defense is going to be what suffers. Knicks straight up against Detroit. I like that. I'll roll with that. Denver -4.5. Denver straight up on the road against Indiana. This game, I kind of want to try to go for a trifecta here. I'm liking Indiana in this spot. What if I go Indiana +148, Indiana +4.5, and then over 225.5? What do you think of that? Yeah, why not? That's probably why I'm not as highly ranked in NBA as I am college basketball, because I do stuff like that. Excuse me. Oh, man. Milwaukee and Memphis, 2 of the teams that I hate trying to figure out the most. Everyone is on the over, so I might as well just throw the under in to try to get some contrarian play in there. Heat, Pelicans. Pelicans, 3.5 point favorites. Man, this is actually just going to be a good game. What I might do is leave this off of anything and just, see about it. Spurs, Thunder. I'm going to take the Spurs straight up. 6-point spread. Little weird number for me. Over under 219.5. Also weird. Sacramento, Portland. Sacramento won last night. Or I'm sorry. Did they beat? No, that's not true. Don't listen to me. I was thinking of a different game. I'm just talking out the yin yang. I'm going to go with Sacramento. Portland's not playing that great lately. Sacramento +155. Take an underdog there. Golden State +210. Also take them. Contrarian plays, both of them. Going to try to get some ranking points there. But, we had Mr. Gallant on the show the other day, and we talked about taking a bunch of underdogs in the NBA. I've got some favorites in here, but I've also got 3 underdogs. I got Indiana, Golden State, and who was that one we just did? Sacramento. So let me throw those NBA picks there. And then I think I am going to go ahead and wrap this one. We're going to get this one out. We're going to get it to you. And we're going to enjoy some basketball today. So make sure you do that. Again, don't forget about those reviews. If you have any questions, make sure to pop into the DMs on Twitter at DALE007, at Hoopball Gaming. You can also come join the family, get some premium in your life, and then get in the Discord because you have unfettered access to us there. So don't forget about the promo codes. And as always, I am sending you all of my good vibes and all of my good energies. Let's have a great day. Let's manifest some winnings and let's be positive. Share a smile with someone today or do a small, kind little thing to extend some positivity. Hold a door. Smile at someone. Offer to pick something up for someone. I don't know. Something nice. But anyways, we'll see you on the next one. Make sure to be safe out there. And we'll see you around. Take care.
This has been a Hoop Ball presentation.
This week at Macy's, get great deals on fashion and home essentials. Update your wardrobe with 20% off new spring shoes and sneakers. And 20 to 50% off fresh looks for him and her. Plus, transform your space with Luxe Hotel Collection bedding, now 40% off. And Macy's Star Rewards members can earn on every purchase except gift cards, services, and fees. More at Macys.com/Star Rewards. Savings off sale and clearance prices. Exclusions apply.